second away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
I think that barbecue, bro.
You're over here. You're over here.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay.
And
he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
He's going to sling this deep downfield.
Oh, my God. Robbery.
A huge play there for Denver. 46 yards.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
Yeah, this is going to be
caught. Out of here, man. These niggas ain't catching these shit.
A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Brought me to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? I mean, a nice big play there.
3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense on its heels a bit.
It seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a matchup we like coming right out of the gate. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Setting up to throw, Flacco. Flush to his right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
3rd and goal, Flacco. And this is going to be intercepted. Isaiah with the INT. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here.
You're going to stop playing with me. You're going to put some respect on my name.
First quarter,
first drive, replay shit so hard.
First interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. After the interception, here's Ryan. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing again. Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to Von Miller.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline.
No fucking way.
3rd and long. It's Ryan. And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
From just shy of midfield, Flacco. That's caught left side by Jake Butt. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. Third down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. He's got it at the 15. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Tim Patrick, 49 yards. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And on the first drive, 3 and...
Hold on, y'all. I'm going to have my shirt placed. My broadcast still up. Hold on.
Away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive.
Oh, no, listen. No, like I had my phone charging on the PlayStation.
Now, how you run the run-pass option? How you run the run-pass option, y'all?
54, stop!
To throw again, Ryan.
Man, they didn't let a nigga do nothing, bro.
Ryan goes down. Von Miller able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the shotgun, Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Ryan. Looking deep for Julio. That's caught inside the 20.
Let's go, Julio!
Julio Jones. 67 yards. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack. The Broncos send out their punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. On the return, Hardy. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10.
I'll do that run pass option shit.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
A gain of 6 there on first.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Looking downfield for Jones.
Come on, man.
Incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down.
Hey, 59, ready? 26, check 26. Watch the end. 5.
They'll try and throw for him with Ryan. And that is going to be incomplete. Will Parks there in coverage to knock it away. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. On 1st down, Flacco. Flushed out right, and they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back. In pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Man, that shit
Another throw on
kick,
second
bro.
down, and this one incomplete as well. Phillip Lindsay, the intended target, but now it's third down. The Broncos on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Once more, it's Flacco. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Hello. Yeah, I'm playing the game. Okay, well, ain't nothing going on.
The Falcons on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now Ryan. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him the third down conversion. 5 yards on the play. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Mike 51. Hey, South. Hey, Mike 51. Mike 51. I'm coming for you. Gun. 51's the Mike. It's a party now.
They won't let you hike the ball when they...
Throwing again. Ryan. Airing it out. Looking for Ridley. In a double coverage, and it's intercepted. Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Mike, check. 59.
Now Flacco. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Now after the sack, Flacco and the Broncos come up 3rd and long. Third and long for Joe Flacco. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. The Broncos send out their punter now. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's picked up by the Broncos.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
At the 22-yard line. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
Here we go.
The field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, this from 39. The kick by McManus is good. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Third quarter starts with a run by Freeman. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a big play there for Atlanta. And even 40 yards.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And, boy, they hit that one.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Ryan. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Hey, Tuesday.
Throwing again. Ryan, he'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Man.
Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Here's Flacco off the play fake to Lindsey. He's going to float this over the middle, and that's caught inside the 35. And all the way home for a Bronco score. Emmanuel Sanders, 68 yards, and the Broncos will add on to their lead. McManus's point after is good, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 18. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Caught on the right side by Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Ready. 22. I'm here. Got it.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Von Miller able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver, and it's third down.
Pretty sure everybody struggles shit when they first started playing this shit.
Ready, go ready, go ready. 21.
Now Ryan back into his end zone. And now he's going to go down in the end zone. Down goes Matt Ryan, and that's a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points.
Any return to get you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Another run by Lindsey. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And now the punt team couldn't get ready in time, and this is going to be a delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5.
Chicago,
the Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. Here's Hardy set to return. Yeah. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt.
I think if you want some grown man shit, man, that shit shouldn't even bother you. Yeah.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Ryan to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is incomplete.
Man, why they won't
he
catch
couldn't
my
hold on to the
balls,
contact.
man.
Brings up 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown
Julio.
downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Ryan, and he comes back with one complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, they were unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And he'll be brought down in what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Atlanta. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the 4th. intercepted a third time. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take,
if you can
make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Now this one to his tight end out of the right side.
South side and north side, you're going to get shot.
It sets up a third down. The Broncos on third down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 6. Passing play. Flacco. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. 3 touchdown passes now for Joe Flacco. And the Broncos turn that interception into a touchdown. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
I hear you.
After the touchdown, here's McManus.
Like you said, man, it's all about what parts you go to and all this shit, bro.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Huh. I gotta go to $20 real quick, man. Yeah, it's all depending on where you go, man. Like, I love to go to Chicago.
The Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Isaac Yianum in there to pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before. And right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field. So play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more. But a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
They get the pick. Now what can Flacco do on first down? Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Patrick. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
You gotta be able to read the
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside.
You gotta do like
delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Like he finna be open or open.
Catch short of the marker by just a yard, leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Flacco. Screen pass to Lindsey. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. And that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air. and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
A pickup of 27, and they pick up the first down in the process. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Ready to get up out of here. He beat mine so bad.
So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Flacco's throw there complete. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of the defense.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Rolling to his right. And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's second down. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
This is Madden, isn't it? Yeah. This is how it works.
For sure,
they don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head. But that's the virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
That'll be taken in the end zone.
I'm going to go to Family Dollar and get me some steak sauce. See what time she want to go see Lion King and shit.
Down at the 22-yard line.
Hennessy and chill. It's her birthday, but shit, what you want to do? You got something to do? Yeah, when we get done with probably making our moves, so we can lock in. Yeah, I just want to, you know when a nigga gets something, he just like a kid, getting a new toy. So shit, I got my field, I'm going to just try to lock in. And then shit, I'll be ready after I leave the movie.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. Right at the 44-yard line.
If you broke don't work, make that big booty work. Make that big booty work.
They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. Ball up. We're buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of...
What's up, Quid?